Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Techno here. Sorry about this. Your coach of the Carolina Pantherians, and today we are back with our Hive Week 5. So we're currently 2-2, plus not minus, I believe. No, we're +1. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and this week we're playing off against Dylan, coach of the Montreal Giga Impact. So he's a pretty good coach from what I've heard. He did come in, I believe, like third place in Kakuna last season, so that's very good. And I believe he, at the moment of this game, is 2-2. So we're both 2-2 teams trying to each get a win. So that's pretty big. And he has a pretty threatening team. A lot of Mons that annoyingly I've already played. So he did a lot of trades with Azar. So a lot of the Mons that I fought last week, I have to fight again this week, which is really stupid. Not really stupid, but annoying. So he has Tapu Bulu, Mew, which we both fought last week, Dragonite, Mamoswine, Tentacruel, Salazzle, Silvally, Dodrio, Zangoose, Electrode, and Mega Aggron. So you guys are gonna notice, I did make a couple of transactions to my team. So the transactions I made were, I think, I'm just looking at it from where I did it. I believe I dropped something for the Alolan Ninetales. I believe, yeah, I dropped Comfy for Alolan Ninetales, and I dropped, I don't know if I had Steelix this week. That's right. I'm trying to remember what else I dropped. Oh yeah, I dropped Donphan for Diggersby. So yeah, pretty interesting trades on my part, but I think they can help out my team in a lot of future matchups. So looking at what I've decided to bring versus him, so I basically at the moment I'm gonna be making some actions upon this soon, but I only have one rocker, and I needed a rocker this week mainly for mons like Dragonite, and potentially like Sash Mamoswine. So I brought rocks on my Steelix, basic defensive, Iron Head, Roar, Earthquake. I brought Rocky MZ on my Scolipede with Earthquake, Megahorn, Rock Slide, and Baton Pass. The reason I have this set is so that I can nuke the Dragonite if it's taken like rocks damage, and then it won't be able to set up on me or get two banded E-speeds off on me. So that's pretty good versus my team. We have Aurora Veil, Ninetales. Ninetales is going to be very good on this team, by the way, just the way that my whole team is like designed. So we have Aurora Veil with a Nasty Plot, Blizzard, and Freeze Dry, Light Clay item. But I think I have Passion Berry on my Steelix for the Tentacruel, so if he scalds and doesn't burn, I can nuke that thing with an Earthquake. I have a very interesting Emboar this week. I have Flame Charge, Weakness Policy, Fire Blast, Hidden Power Ice, and Earthquake. So looking at his team, Fire Blast and Hidden Power Ice hit everything I needed it to. One, without taking recoil. Two, with one of them hitting the Mega Aggron very hard, while Flare Blitz wouldn't, possibly if I didn't get the boost. And three, where I don't have to miss an attack on the Dragonite. So I brought HP Ice, then Earthquake. I have like minus attack, and even at +2, Earthquake should be able to kill the Tentacruel. So that's good for me. It's really good under Aurora Veil, because it can set up on mons like Mamoswine if it gets the weakness policy, even the Tentacruel, Aggron, the Mew. I've got Choice Scarf Hydreigon this week. Not much to say. Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, U-Turn, and something else. I forgot. Think Flamethrower. And I have very speedy Mega Blastoise for the Tapu Bulu this week. Not going to make the same mistake last week that I did this week. So I have Ice Beam. I want to say I have Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, and what's it called? Fucking Earthquake. I have Earthquake for the Tentacruel, because if I speed pass into my Blastoise, I could just win the game. So yeah, that's the idea of the whole team. Looking at what he brought, he didn't bring the Dragonite, which is amazing for me. He brought Silvally instead, which I thought was interesting. But other than that, I expected pretty much everything on his team. And it's looking like, yeah, he doesn't have great setup options versus me. Hydreigon can do a lot of work versus him. And if I get up rocks, his only ways of removing them are Tentacruel and Mew, but he did bring both of them, so that's annoying, but hopefully one of them doesn't have Defog. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it. So he leads off with his Mew, as I'm going to lead right off with my Blastoise. So turn 1, I don't want to risk him being a weird offensive Mew with like possible, like, I believe this was Z Mew, so if it was like Gigavolt Havoc, I didn't want to risk that. So I just make a safe play right into my Blastoise, or right into my Hydreigon as he goes for the, put this on normal, as he goes for the switch, or he goes for... Yeah, he goes for the switch to Tentacruel. I U-turn there, and on this turn I go into my Scolipede, expecting maybe a Dazzling Gleam. I didn't think he'd Scald there, so that was fine with any other move. And yeah, I just go for Earthquake here, and it just destroys the Tentacruel, so that was great for me. It's always nice to get that out of the way, one of his ways to remove hazards. And since that is out of the way now, I can actually take this opportunity to baton pass into my Steelix and just get hazards up, or get at my rocks at least. So in one of my mocks, I saw a flamethrower aggron. I believe, I don't remember if that was Jake or Narth, it was somebody. Um, but either way, it's gonna roar there. I get back into Skull Speed, which is unfortunate, but I can just baton pass right on out of there. I go into Blastoise, but I don't take the Earthquake too well, actually, considering I am a Blastoise. But here, I'm pretty sure he'll expect me to go for the Aura Sphere, and even if he's not, like, even if he doesn't, I believe Dark Pulse should be able to 2 KO the Aggron with my investment. So looking at the damage, it did 48% to the Mew, which leads me to believe that, like, I'm just gonna turn my music. Leads me to believe that he is indeed like a more especially defensive Mew. So I'm totally fine with that because this should be, and I should be able to outspeed. And luckily, just looking at how this works out, I do outspeed, and we were able to kill off the Mew. So that's another big threat out of the way, and we're in a pretty good position to win this game. Now, I didn't know if this would actually kill me or not with a Life Orb Sludge Wave, but he is Life Orb Sludge Wave, so he is able to kill me, but that's totally fine. Although the thing would have been nice, I can still manage the rest of his team, including the Mammoth Swine. I just have to make sure some of my mons don't get too weakened, and I can beat it down pretty easily. Veil also helps with that. So, he goes Aggron. I don't want to take a Heavy Slam since I don't want to be in range of an Ice Shard, so I just go right for that, and here you guys are going to see he goes into his Silvally Dragon as he roars me into Emboar, and I Fire Blast, and really doesn't do a lot of damage to him, so that's annoying, but I should have expected him to go for the parting shot here, but either way, it should be fine, because this is my opportunity to possibly get off a sweep on him with my Emboar. The only way that he like stops this sweep or stops big damage on his team is if he's like a Scarf Mamoswine. So I'm good with that, and yeah, you guys are gonna see. So on this turn, I don't think he knows I have Flame Charge yet, so I'm gonna go right for Flame Charge, and we're gonna see does he go for the Earthquake or not, and he actually just goes right for Roar, so that's annoying. So my strat's a little bit busted, not really though. But yeah, now I could just U-turn right out of there, and I can make the switch directly back into my Emboar, and that should be fine for me, since he does just roar again. So this is getting annoying for me, obviously, but yeah, no matter what, like now on this turn, I can just get off some damage with the Earthquake, and I can possibly put him in range of 2 Flame Charges as he just roars again, and luckily I actually get Emboar this turn, so although I'm taking a lot of Rocks damage, it's totally fine. As I'm just going to Flame Charge here, so I can outspeed his whole team. And Flame Charge is absolutely nothing. And Hidden Power Ice, I don't think it'll kill, but it will do like a lot of damage to the point where this thing is no longer a threat to my team. He goes for Parting Shot here, which is annoying. But luckily, I still have like a way of like beating out his Aggron. Anyways, he goes for Earthquake there, revealing that he is Scarf, which basically means that this game is like pretty much 100% a wrap. Once he flinches down my team, because what I can do here is I can just Dark Pulse. The combination of my Hydreigon and my Steelix can take any hit from a Scarf Mamoswine, so that's very good for me. And yeah, so what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna sack off our Scolipede as the what's it called? It's gonna go for that. Yeah. So here I'm actually gonna go for Earthquake and not Iron Head, because I knew he'd probably switch out into his Aggron, attempting to maybe get off a little bit of damage to possibly flinch me down easier. But annoyingly enough, I actually don't kill with an Earthquake, so Steelix is weak and Aggron's fat. Like, what can I say? But either way, now he has to lock himself into a move. His only shot to win is if he Icicle Crashes me and I miss a Draco. So either way, I'm totally fine for the rest of this game. You guys are going to see I actually don't get flinched once, and yeah, that's going to be a good game to my pal Dylan. So we are now 3-2, which is pretty good for me. 3-2 is obviously not a bad record. Yeah, that's going to be that game. Next week we are going to be playing off against iPro, who is also 3-2, just a little bit of differential under me, and that's a division game, so or conference game. So that's going to be a whole lot more important than this game. Yeah, it's probably going to be the biggest match of my season. But hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.